strategy and leadership challenge in international business. It's been a while, insightful ride so far, and we are ending with a topic that hit right at the heart of international operation, global diversity management, and the concept of local. Think global, act local. Okay, so today we will unpack on how two electric vehicle powerhouse, Tesla from United States and BYD from China, navigate culture diversity and tailor global strategies to fit local market. So with me and our panelists, which is Meniza, Hazrina, and Aisha. So before we get into the heavy stuff, let's set the scene. So Meniza, give us the lowdown on Tesla.
Alright, sure. So Tesla is US-based EV giant, well known for its disruptive tech and bold leadership under Elon Musk. Alright, so they've expanded rapidly across North America, Europe, and Asia. So building gigafactories in places like Germany and China, that kind of global footprint demands a serious handle on cross-culture management.
And then we have BYD, short for Build Your Dreams. They started in batteries and moved into cars. And today, they are China's EV trailblazer. What's cool is they are gaining a ground not just at home, but across South America, Southeast Asia, and Europe. Unlike Tesla, BYD's global expansion is newer, but it's fast, strategic, and super localized.
Exactly. These two companies are fascinating to compare, not just in how they innovate, but in how they handle people, policy, and cultural expectation across borders. That's where global diversity management and local really come into play.
Alright, so let's start with global diversity management. What does that mean in practice?
Alright, at its core, it's about recognizing and leveraging differences, cultural, generational, gender, even communication style, to drive better business outcomes. So for Tesla, that started with basic hiring equality but has grown into something more international. They now train leaders in inclusive leadership and in how to operate across cultural boundaries. So think of US team launching operation in Japan. It's a totally different rhythm, and Teslas have been building awareness through internal training programs.
Right, and for BYD, the transformation has been just as critical. They had a very centralized structure. Decision mostly flowed from Shenzhen, but as they entered markets like Chile and Hungary, that top-down model didn't always work. They are now hiring local leaders, adapting management styles, and even introducing intercultural workshop between Chinese acts and regional teams.
Okay, that sounds like a big shift. So, Aisha, what are some bumps in the road here?
There are plenty. One big challenge is assume cultural university. There are plenty. One big challenge is assume cultural universality. Tesla, for instance, got pushback in Germany because they are fast-paced. Direct culture clash with the local expectation around workers' rights and consensus. BYD had issues early on in Australia when they deployed Chinese managers with little local experience. There was friction in communication and also values.
Alright, let's turn to local. It sounds great on paper, but how does it work in the field?
The magic of local is that it gives companies flexibility while keeping the big picture intact. Tesla does this well. Their branding is global, sleek, innovative, and sustainability. But in China, for example, they built a local gigafactory and align with national policies that earn them trust and also the market shares.
And for BYD, it's just as smart here. In countries like India, they adjust vehicle design, to suit local road infrastructure and climate. And in South America, they localize their electric bus supply chain to meet public transit demand. It's not just a lip service, but they are really a step.
And this applies internationally too, right?
Yes, totally. Tesla had to tweak its HR policies in Europe, things like union collaboration, working hours, and even communication style. BYD rolled out onboarding programs tailored for their European teams, so local employees and Chinese managers could find a middle ground, that local thinking in your people strategy.
And don't forget marketing. What sells in the US doesn't always land in Saudi Arabia or Brazil. Locals help you localize without losing brand identity.
Okay, so thank you. And let's zoom in on the real world application. Example of inclusive practice and local responsiveness. So, what are these companies doing on the ground?
At BYD, one great example is how they create joint leadership roles in new regions. In Hungary, for instance, they paired Chinese senior manager with local co-director. And that creates a balance between technical consistency and local sensitivity.
And they have gone beyond hiring regional talent instead of flying in engineers from China. That's a long-term investment in inclusion. Right, Tesla approach to inclusion is also growing. In Germany, they have added German labor representatives to factory planning teams, ensuring our worker voice are part of operational decisions. So they also hold cultural onboarding season for US teams working abroad, helping avoid misunderstandings and boost collaboration.
That's great. Inclusion is not just a PR move. It's how you build a durable, resilient organization. So, for conclusion, let's bring it all together. What a lesson can future global leader take from Tesla and BYD?
Alright, so for me, first, diversity isn't a checkbox. It's a strategic asset. So companies that invest in inclusive leadership and cultural fluency will thrive.
And second, local isn't optional anymore. If you are not adapting locally, you are not competing globally.
Lastly, be curious and be flexible. The best global leaders know when to listen, when to lead, and also how to do both at the same time.
Okay, great start. That's right. Our series on international business strategy. A big thank you to our panel, Meniza, Hazrina, and Aisha for today's deep dive. And to our listener, thank you for sticking with us. We hope you live with a stronger sense of what it really takes to lead across border. Remember, think global, act local, and always stay open to learning. So this is Mar signing off. Take care and keep dreaming globally. Bye bye.